Hey, so if you've been following me on Instagram, you have noticed I've been reading a book series called Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I'm obsessed with it. I freaking love Carl. I love his cat Donut. I love Pepe Pente. I love Louie. I love all the characters in it. Now, recently, I went to. I got the last book, Book 8, finished it in like 3 days. I went to a Q&A with Matt Dinneman and got Book 8 signed by Matt Dinneman. Thank you, Matt. Hopefully Book 9 and 10, and technically Book 10 when you, or Book 9 Part 1 and 2 come out or whatever, come out and you have an epic finish. I've read your other books. You do say, apparently you write tragedies and the endings are very bleak and okay, but I hope you give Carl and Donut the sounding end they deserve. But beside that, I'm going back into doing dioramas again, and of course, I want to make a diorama. Luckily, my future brother-in-law also printed me some 3D printed miniatures and figures to do, so I'm going to be painting this donut soon. But aside from that, I'm going to make a quick Dungeon Crawler Carl diorama. So, at the time, couldn't find any Dungeon Crawler Carl miniatures, so I had to go on Hero Forge, and I made myself some custom. I don't know if you can really focus on it. Here we go. Focusing? No. I made this Dungeon Crawler Carl miniature out of Hero Forge with him and Donut. And then what else? Had to add Mongo too. Made my own version of Mongo here, and I'll have them having like a one last stand or being cornered in a dungeon surrounded by goblins. So let's get to it. God damn it, Donut. Alright, so to get this started, I'm using a wooden coaster that I got from Hobby Lobby, along with a 3D printed castle destroyed window that I got from McCurry. I'll be also using a 3D model figure that I got from Hero Forge that I made myself of my version of Dungeon Crawler Carl, because at the time I couldn't find any, so I made myself one with Hero Forge. I also made the donut along with Carl that's attached to the piece. I also added my own version of Mongo. I had trouble adding the feathers that goes on Mongo's head, but I was able to get the feathers on the tail and his arms. Here he'll be fighting I originally had planned 5 goblins to fight, but it was too much to put on there, so I just put in 3 goblins that I got from my local comic book store. Along with that, I put a extra layer of foam board and then put that piece on top of the wooden coaster. After that, I put some mixture of Mod Podge and glue. What's it called? The Elmer's glue, and mixed it on top for a layer of glue, and then I added some terrain with some rocks that I made from foam and some sand. And after that, I primed it black and then dry brush gray for the castle wall and the podium, and also the terrain to make it look like a hardened rock surface area. And then I added a wash to give it some not texture, more like weathered down on the castle. And after that, I'll start beginning the painting of Carl and the goblins. So, if you've never heard of Dungeon Crawler Carl, it's a wildly popular sci-fi fantasy book series by Matt Dinneman. The story follows Carl and his talking cat, Princess Donut, after Earth is transformed into a massive intergalactic dungeon and reality TV show. To survive, they must battle monsters, complete deadly challenges, and level up like characters in a video game, and entertain billions of alien viewers. It's equal parts action, comedy, chaos, and surprisingly emotional storytelling, which is exactly why it's inspired this diorama project. As I start beginning to paint Carl right here, I got his black cape, his vest, his knee braces, his gloves, and of course, his booming dynamite. And don't forget, the heart underwear. So my brushes here are not very good to make detail. I've never kind of do like little hearts on his underwear, so I just put dots. Hopefully from a distance you could tell it was underwear, and it came out not that bad. For Donut, I've seen different variations of Donut in different furs and color. Oh, cat's bothering me. I know, Klaus, I'm sorry. Hold on. So yeah, maybe he's just jealous of Donut. But yeah, so I just put a little brownish color on Donut because I seen a variation of Donut in that fur. Other than that, Carl was all done after I added some skin wash around it, and that was pretty much done for Carl. And now it was up to the goblins. I've only added the 2 footage of 2 goblins. I didn't want to add the third. It was just too much footage, and I had to cut this short because I don't want to have, linger around and listen to my voice. But yeah, so I just used a shamrock green for the skin of the orcs and silver and black on their armor and crossbow. And for Mongo, because he had like a little purple-ish, I used a hive purple on him for his color from Army Painter, and a fury orange for his feathers. Alright, and after all that, the miniatures were done and painted. I placed them on the diorama base, and this diorama was finished. And here are the final results. And that's going to wrap up this Dungeon Crawler Carl inspired diorama build. If you're a fan of the books, let me know what moments, characters, or floors you'd like to see turned into future projects. Until next time, remember, the only limit to your creativity is the one you place on yourself. Thanks for watching.